This video is going to act as your complete beginner guide for the new DMZ mode in Call of Duty Mobile. If you've just entered DMZ or you're planning to start soon, this guide will save you from a lot of early mistakes. I'll explain the foundation properly. I'll also be covering each topic in more detail in separate videos, so consider this the starting point of the series. The first thing you must do no matter what is complete the DMZ tutorial. Don't skip it. The tutorial introduces you to basic mechanics like looting, extraction and gear loss, and once it's done, you will be sent back to the main DMZ lobby. This lobby is where everything important begins, and understanding it early will make your progression much smoother. When you reach the main DMZ lobby, you'll notice 4 major sections that you'll be using constantly. At the bottom right, you have the pre-battle section. At the top right, you will find the mission menu. On the bottom left side, you have the black market. Finally, at the top left corner, you have the warehouse. Let's start with the easiest and most important section first, which is the mission system. From the main lobby, tap on the mission menu and you'll notice there are 3 different types of missions available: faction missions, weekly missions and achievement missions. Each of these serves a different purpose. Faction missions mainly focus on long-term progression and unlocking core features. Weekly missions reset regularly and provide consistent rewards, while achievement missions are more like milestone goals that reward you for specific accomplishments. For now, you don't need to stress about completing everything at once. Now let's move to the warehouse section located at the top left corner of your screen. This is where your overall DMZ player progression is tracked. Your DMZ level starts from level 1 and goes all the way up to level 55, and each level unlocks valuable rewards. These include better vests, talent upgrade materials, key room cards, weapons and other high-value items that directly impact how strong you are inside DMZ matches. As you continue playing matches, extracting loot and completing objectives, this level will steadily increase. For reference, I'm currently around level 40. Now let's talk about talents, which is one of the most important systems in DMZ and something many beginners completely ignore. At the moment, there are 5 talents in total, but only 3 are currently available to use. These include Scavenger, Assaulter and Medical. You can think of talents as special perks or passive abilities that directly affect how you survive, loot and fight inside DMZ. However, keep in mind that you can only equip one talent at a time, so your choice here actually matters depending on your playstyle. Personally, I'm using the Scavenger talent and I highly recommend it for beginners because it significantly improves your looting efficiency, which is the core of DMZ gameplay. The other talents are more combat or support focused. Now, when it comes to upgrading your talent, this is where a lot of players get confused. Talents do not use normal XP cards like MP or BR. Instead, they require DMZ Recon Talent XP cards, which are exclusive to this mode. You can obtain these cards primarily through player level rewards, which I explained earlier, or simply by playing matches with that talent equipped. As you use a talent more, it naturally gains experience. To upgrade a talent, tap on the talent icon on the left side. Then look for the arrow button next to the talent level. From there, you can select how many talent XP cards you want to use and confirm the upgrade. Each time you upgrade a talent, you earn 1 skill point. These skill points are extremely valuable because they allow you to unlock bonuses within that talent tree. In total, there are 24 different skills available per talent, and you can choose how to distribute your points based on your playstyle. I've already maxed out my main talent and trust me, the difference in gameplay is very noticeable once you invest time into it. I'll be uploading a dedicated and much more detailed talent guide on my channel where I'll break down each talent, every skill and which upgrades are best for solo players versus squads. So make sure to check that out if you really want to optimize your DMZ runs. Next, let's talk about the gallery section. As soon as you open the gallery, you'll see 3 tabs: collectibles, catalog and story. Collectibles, this is where you can track everything you've obtained so far. Every high tier item and rare drop you collect is recorded here. The more items you collect, the more collection points you earn. These points are not just for display, they directly give you passive benefits such as improved sprint speed, better recoil control, and other small but meaningful stat boosts that add up over time. As you can see on my account, I've already collected all legendary items and a good portion of the mythic ones. The rarest ultra items I currently have include the Kurohana token, Mirage Cube, LST Rock Record, and the Pocket Watch, which gives significant collection value. After collectibles, we move to the catalog section. This is where you can view all the weapons, blueprints, and cosmetic items that can be unlocked specifically through DMZ mode. Many players keep asking what the main rewards are, and this is the answer. The catalog contains a massive reward pool including free weapon skins, blueprints and camos, more than 1300 items in total. Everything here is progression based, meaning the more you play DMZ and extract successfully, the more items you unlock over time. The last section is story, which works more like a comic or lore tab. It explains the background, narrative and storyline of DMZ, but for gameplay and progression it's not important. You can safely ignore it unless you're interested in the lore side of things. Now let's talk about the warehouse itself. This is your storage area where everything you extract from matches ends up. A common question I get is whether you should keep items or sell them. Right now, there's no system that requires you to store items for upgrades like in some other extraction games. So yes, you should sell almost everything. The only exception is ultra rare items because they are extremely difficult to obtain and might be useful later. The warehouse is split into two parts. On the left side, you'll see your equipped gear, which is what you take into matches. On the right side is your stored loot. I mainly use the warehouse to sell items and repair weapons and armor. For actual loadout management, I prefer using the pre-battle menu. Now let's move to the black market located at the bottom left. This is where you will see your total DMZ currency. For example, I currently have around 200 million. When you open the black market, you'll notice three main sections. The Kurohana shop is the primary store where you buy weapons, armor, backpacks and ammo. Underground offers give you discounted or special deals. The laboratory acts like a refinement system where you can spend money to obtain higher tier items. You might notice that mythic and legendary items are locked at first. That's because of the trust level system. At the bottom of the black market, you will see your trust level. Mine is currently level 5, which allows me to purchase mythic weapons and all legendary gear. To increase your trust level, tap the arrow icon and complete daily tasks. These tasks refresh every day, so make sure you check them regularly. The next major section is the pre-battle menu. This is where you manage your loadout before entering a match. From here, you can change your character, melee weapon, armor, backpack, ammo, and utilities. To change your character or melee, look at the bottom left of the pre-battle screen, just below the talent section. This answers a lot of questions players have about where character selection actually happens in DMZ. One very important thing to understand is difficulty restrictions. If you're playing normal mode, you cannot bring legendary or mythic rarity items. If you try, the start button will be disabled and you'll see an error saying your weapon rarity is too high. On the other hand, if you're playing hard mode, blue rarity items are not allowed. You must bring epic or higher gear including armor and backpacks. Once your gear matches the difficulty requirements, you can select armor plates, smokes and other utilities and you're ready to start the match. That's the core structure of DMZ explained in a simple way. This was a beginner guide, so I have intentionally kept it clear and not overly complicated. Dedicated videos on missions, talents, contracts, loadouts and advanced tips will be uploaded very soon. If you still have any doubts, drop them in the comments and make sure to check out my DMZ contracts guide video on the screen right now.